Welcome to Leading Thoughts from Leading Age New Jersey. I am Michelle Kent, President and CEO of Leading Age New Jersey. We advocate for and represent mission-based nonprofit services and facilities for seniors, skilled nursing, assisted living, CCRCs, subsidized housing, home and community-based services. This is one of our ongoing series of broadcasts that we do to bring attention to key senior issues across the state. And I'm delighted to have today as my guest Anthony Marchetta, Tony Marchetta, who's Executive Director of the New Jersey Housing Mortgage Finance Agency, AKA, otherwise known as HMFA. Tony, welcome.
Thank you very much, Michelle.
Tony has over 35 years, if you can imagine, in housing background, both in the public and private sectors. And we're going to find out what he's been up to since he's been at the helm of HMFA, which I think is September 2010.
That's correct.
Okay. Well, welcome.
Thank you so much.
So, HMFA is an agency that the average citizen has no idea
Absolutely
what
not.
it is, right? And even those who sort of know don't really know what it is. And it's very startling always to me whenever I learn that HMFA is a state agency, doesn't get one nickel of financial support from the state coffers.
Not a dime.
That you generate all your revenue on your own. So why don't you tell us what the mission is?
Well, the agency was created about 40 years ago, and its mission then was to create affordable housing. Initially, there were separate entities, one providing mortgages for first-time home buyers, and the other was providing financing to developers that were going to provide rental housing for affordable housing units in the state. They were combined about 35 years ago into the HMFA, and have been functioning quite nicely during that time frame, having resulted in over 100,000 first-time home buyer mortgages for individuals. We also do some police and fire special mortgages as well. And we've created well over 100,000 units of affordable rental housing as well. We are essentially a bank, though, and as you mentioned, Michelle, we don't get a dime from the state budget, and we earn all of our costs to operate through fees that we charge to individual mortgagors and to developers that are borrowing money from us.
Wow, that's terrific. So how many units, if this is the way you speak in this industry, right? How many units of housing do you typically produce?
Well, I'll give you an indication. The agency typically does between 2,000 and 3,000 units a year. However, we're very, very, very busy these days. The agency in 2010, when I got there, was struggling with the financial crisis like everyone else was. And we had to come up with new means of generating capital so that we could continue to provide both mortgages and financing for development. We were able to do so and created a conduit loan program, which to date, which started in 2012, has lent over $500 million.
Wow.
And as of next month, we will be doing something known as mortgage-backed securities. And we're going to raise capital in a different way than we've done before, which is going to expand our book of business.
Your portfolio.
Our portfolio. To date, we've only been able to assist individuals that were buying their very first home.
Okay.
As of right now, we can do first-time home buyers, move-up home buyers, move-down home buyers. So for seniors that have perhaps a higher interest rate, we can actually do refinancing for them. And our rate today is fairly attractive, 3.75.
It's very attractive.
No points and fixed for 30 years. So it's a very competitive rate in the marketplace.
Wow, that's fascinating. I don't think, people don't know much about HMFA, right. And certainly seniors often don't realize what a big asset you are in terms of the production of senior
Absolutely.
units.
And in fact, since 2012, when we kicked off our conduit loan program, we've done about 4,000 new units of senior housing. That's aside from our family housing and special needs housing that we've done. We've done 4,000 units of senior housing. A large chunk were funded in part by some of the Sandy disaster relief dollars that we got.
Yeah.
And those dollars are going to generate a lot of new senior housing. And in fact, as we speak, there are about 2,000 units under construction in 8 counties that were most impacted by the storm. And about half of those, or 1,300 of those units right now under construction, are available for seniors. And they're available and will be available and can be found out about by going online to NewJerseyHousing.gov and looking at our Housing Resource Center.
That's what I was going to ask, how the average person or senior could find out how
Well,
they could.
if they can go online and
Right.
get to NewJerseyHousing.gov, there's a link to our Housing Resource Center, which will let them know where housing is throughout the state of New Jersey, the existing housing as well as new developments that are opening up.
Terrific. So what you do must have a tremendous impact on the economy of the state, right?
It sure does. Everybody understands that commercial development
Yes.
is an economic generator, but residential housing and our affordable housing is just as much
Right.
as a economic generator. And in fact, we've shown that we generate thousands of jobs every year during the construction especially, but those jobs retain. A percentage of those jobs are continuing afterwards because you need people to operate our facilities.
Right.
So we do maintain a significant staff, and a lot of people are benefiting economically through the development that the HMSA finances.
And it's sort of, in a perverse sense, heartwarming to know that out of a disaster like Sandy
Right.
could come a lot of new construction.
You know, there's always a demand for affordable housing. The storm impacted a lot of individuals throughout the state. However, if there is a silver lining
Right,
to it,
right.
it is the fact that we did get substantial dollars. And those dollars, right now, we anticipate receiving close to $650 million of Sandy disaster relief dollars for rental housing.
Huge.
That will generate over $1 billion, $1.2 billion worth of development projects. And that's going to certainly have an impact
A
on
real
both the
economic
economy
engine, yep.
as well as providing affordable housing for our residents.
Wonderful. Well, you must be very busy. Now, I know you're loath to blow your own horn, toot your own horn, but that since you've been at HMFA in your leadership, that you've started a lot of new projects.
We have.
And the mortgage-backed securities is one of them. Is there anything else you'd like to?
Well, the conduit loan program, those are our 2 biggies because
Okay.
they generate a lot of capital. But we've also started a few other programs. One that we're very pleased with is our special needs partnership program, where we work with nonprofit organizations to produce group homes. Group homes for individuals that are developmentally disabled. There's an Olmstead legislation at the federal government.
Right.
New Jersey was in a court suit and settled to provide these types of group home housing. And we started a program at the end of 2011, which now has produced 45 different group homes, providing close to 200 new beds for individuals that are coming out of institutions. So that's a program that we're very proud of, and actually got a national award and recognition from the Kaiser Foundation. Another program we're just starting now, began 2 months ago, is with the Department of Human Resources, DHS. We are working with them and providing to DHS housing services. This is something that they had done through different processes in the past, but we have a very talented professional staff of almost 300 individuals at the agency, and we felt that we could do this for them, and we are contracted with DHS to provide housing support for them
Well,
as well.
you know, I used to head up Department of Human Services for the state, and where were you when I needed you? We really could have used
I
your
have to tell you, we
expertise.
just spoke with another state agency
Yeah.
and maybe working with them in the
Great.
future as
That,
well.
I'm sure that's a big value add because they're not experts in that.
Right.
And
Their
you guys
expertise
are.
lie in
Yes.
other areas, and ours is in housing and housing
Absolutely.
development.
Yeah.
So
That's terrific.
It is terrific. We're very pleased about it.
You should be. And hopefully HMFA won't be such a secret to
Well, we're
people
going to try to
anymore.
promote it a little bit
Good.
more.
That would be good.
One other thing that I would like to mention is our foreclosure prevention program. Like so many places across the country, New Jersey was severely impacted by the economic downturn. A lot of people lost homes. We provided 6,000 loans through our foreclosure prevention program known as Homekeeper. Well, those resources are almost gone now, but we still have some dollars left, and we are kicking off a campaign to provide counseling services to individuals that are confronting foreclosure issues, and working with a few nonprofit organizations to help them modify their situation and hopefully stay in their homes.
So you're bankers with a heart. That's what I'm hearing. No, really, I hear
We
a
are.
lot of very caring
And we are very much a
programs.
bank.
Yeah.
We get rated by Moody's and Standard
Yeah.
& Poor's, and our ratings have gone up recently. So I'm very pleased to say that.
So you can do good and still keep high
and
ratings. Yeah.
run a business
Good
as
for
well.
you. Good for you.
Thank you.
Tony, we're about out of time today. I know what a busy schedule you have, and I can't tell you how delighted I am that you took the time out of your
Well,
day.
I really appreciate being
join.
invited to speak to you, Michelle.
It's a pleasure, and I know my members will be delighted to hear this.
Well, I hope we get
broadcast.
invited back next year.
I think we could arrange that.
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
Great. So, to those of you viewing, thank you, and please share this broadcast with any and all people. To learn more about Leading Age New Jersey, you could please look at our website, www.leadingagenj.org, or you can follow us on Twitter @LeadingAgeNJ. I'm Michelle Kent, and thank you for watching.